Hello and welcome to your legs, glutes and core focused Pilates workout. We are going to begin with some roll downs. So standing up nice and tall, rolling your shoulders back. When you're ready, tuck your chin into your chest. Slowly lower yourself down one vertebrae at a time till your fingers touch the mat. Slowly rise back up to standing. We have 3 more to go. Moving through these roll downs at a nice, slow and controlled pace. For your final roll down, maybe you would like to grab onto your elbows, give yourself a soft sway from left to right, right to left. You can reach your fingertips to the floor, maybe pedaling out through those legs, feeling that stretch behind your calf and your hamstrings. And when you're ready, rolling up nice and slowly, restacking that spine. Now we are going to walk the hands down to the mat, coming into a 4-point kneel. We are going to work through a few rounds of cat and cow. Using your inhale breath through the nose as your back is arched, and then exhale that breath out your mouth as you round your back, drawing your spine up to the ceiling. I want you to find a nice flat back. We're going to slightly move the placement of our knees. So I want you to shimmy them back a little closer to your feet and open them a little wider than hip distance apart. We're going to come into a knee hover and then send it back into a downward facing dog. Wave your spine forward, coming into that knee hover, and then send it back into your downward facing dog. Think about pressing your chest towards your thighs as you're in that downward facing dog. And when you're in your knee hover, focus on keeping a nice flat back. We're going to wave the body forward, coming into a knee hover hold. Keep racing through your core, using your inhale and exhale breath. We're going to walk those hands out into a high plank position. Bring your feet into the center of the mat. We're going to tap our knees down to touch the mat, and then come back up into that high plank. Your hands should be directly under your shoulders, keeping a nice straight back. It's just those knees that are tapping up and down. Coming into a plank hold now. We're here for 3, 2, and 1. Give those wrists a little roll, and when you're ready, we're going to take our arms into a horizontal position, one over the other. Then we are coming into a plank position. We are going to work through a rotating side plank. Focus on keeping your upper body lifted and strong during this exercise. If your upper body starts to slump, this is going to affect your lower body and your side obliques. So keep your hips away from the mat, keep your shoulders nice and firm and strong. Coming into a side plank hold now, I want you to place your hand on your hip, moving through some hip dips. Stay strong in your upper body. Swapping over in 3, 2, and 1. We're coming into a high plank position in 3, 2, and 1. Next up is our pike to toe tap. So once you're in that high plank position, you can begin piking your hips up to the ceiling, reaching your opposite hand to your opposite shin. I want you to imagine that you have a string tied around your hips and someone is pulling that string up every time you come into that pike, drawing your navel into your spine. Next up is our 3-stage mountain climber. So I want you to come into that high plank position. We're going to draw our right knee to the outside of our left elbow, then thread it through the center, then thread it through to our right elbow and alternate sides. Once you've done each leg, I want you to come into that pike and toe tap. Take your time to work through these layered exercises. I want you to focus on connecting your mind to your movement. With these exercises blended together, you are getting a full body workout, working through those shoulders and arms, stretching out the back of your legs, and of course, working your core. Last time for your pike and toe tap, we're just working through that 3-stage mountain climber now. One more of each side. When you're ready, sink your hips back into a child's pose. Maybe you would like to send your arms back, interlacing your fingers, stretching out your arms. And when you're ready, we are going to roll on up, coming into a seated position. With a nice flat back and your arms reached out in front of you, we are going to roll down. So create a C curve in your spine, slowly lowering yourself down onto the mat using your core strength. As you roll yourself back up, I want you to tuck your chin into your chest, lifting yourself up with your core strength until your spine is restacked, and then repeat. I want you to focus on slowing down your movement with this exercise. So the more slow and controlled that you move through this, the more challenging this exercise is going to be. If you're looking to make this exercise a little more challenging, we're going to roll down halfway, hold for 1 second, and then roll back up, restacking the spine. We're going to roll down as far as we can, come into a hold. Keep breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. We're here for 3, 2, and 1. We are going to lie down on our backs now, floating our legs into tabletop position, imprinting your back into the mat. I want you to draw your knees into your chest, slightly piking your hips up off the mat. Focus on this movement coming from your core strength. I don't want you to find momentum from a swinging motion. I want you to lower down nice and slowly with your core abdominal muscles. We're going to slowly add another layer onto this exercise. So the next time you lower down from that knee tuck, I want you to push your legs through to the end of the mat, straightening them out before coming back into another knee tuck. Remember to slow this exercise down. Keep connecting your mind to your movement. We're going to hold our legs out nice and long to the end of your mat. Reach your arms behind you. We're going to lift the arms and legs up to meet in the center, tapping your hands to your shins. A further challenge here is to lift your head, neck, and shoulders up as you tap your hands to your toes. Keep drawing your navel down to your spine, imprinting your back into your mat. Use your inhale breath through your nose as your arms and legs are long to the mat, and exhale that breath out your mouth as you reach your hands and feet up to the ceiling. Moving into our next exercise, I want you to open your arms wide into a T shape, float your legs into tabletop position. We're going to draw our legs down to the left-hand side of the mat and then send them over to the right-hand side. So I want you to focus on keeping both of your shoulders planted down onto the mat. You're going to feel this in your side obliques as you rotate your legs from left to right. The next time you lower your legs down to one side of the mat, I want you to straighten through your top knee, pointing through your toe, bend that knee back, and then rotate over to the other side. Keep both shoulders glued down onto the mat the whole time. Not only is this exercise working your abdominals and side obliques, this is also giving your spine a great stretch. We're here for 3, 2, and 1. Hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little rock from side to side. When you're ready, we're going to stand up nice and tall in the center of your mat. We are going to begin with our curtsy lunges. So stepping our foot back to the opposite side of the mat, coming into a nice deep lunge. This exercise is working your leg muscles, also targeting your glutes as well, which is going to help tone, sculpt, and lift your booty. This exercise also helps with improving your balance. We have 3 more on each side, then we're going to come into some pulses. When you're ready, let's pulse it out. Keep breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Let's swap it over. We're here for 3, 2, and 1. Walking over to the left-hand side of your mat, we're going to step our right foot out into a wide side lunge. And for a further challenge, you can keep that right foot lifted off the mat as you step back in from that side lunge. As you build up your balance and stability, we're going to start lifting that right foot a little higher each time we step back in from that lunge. This exercise is going to target your in and outer thighs, quads, hamstrings, and your glute muscles. We're here for 3, 2, and 1. We are going to turn around to face the end of your mat, still working through that right leg. We're going to lower into a squat position, stepping that right foot back and then tapping it back into the center. These are our scooters. I want you to slightly hinge your upper body forward so there is a nice diagonal line from your head all the way down to your toes as that right foot is stepped back. For a further challenge, you can start adding some movement with those arms. You should be feeling the burn in your legs and glutes by now. Can you drop a little lower into that left-hand side for the last 10 seconds? We're here for 3, 2, and 1. Just like our previous exercise, we're going to drop down into a squat, hinging the body forward, stepping that right foot back. We're going to drop that right knee down to the mat, coming into a lunge, then straightening out through the right leg, hinging that upper body forward. We're moving through a tippy bird lunge to a backwards lunge. That left knee is staying bent the whole time. Try to avoid standing up tall with either exercise. We're going to try and stay low the whole time. Avoid hunching over through your back. Keep your shoulders back and down and your chest nice and proud. We're going to drop down into that backwards lunge, moving through little pulses. We're here for 3, 2, and 1. We're going to even out on the other side straight away. So when you're ready, we're going to walk over to the other side of our mat and begin our side lunges. If you're feeling up to it, that challenge option is there to keep that left foot lifted as you step back in from that side lunge. Keep in mind that it's completely normal to have more balance on one side. So if you're feeling the wobbles with this side, just embrace it and take it as it comes. Make sure you're still using your breath, inhaling through the nose and exhaling out of the mouth. We're here for 3, 2, and 1. Next up are our scooters. So I want you to turn to face the end of your mat. We're going to drop low into a squat, slightly hinging the upper body forward, tapping that left foot forwards and backwards, creating a nice diagonal line from your head all the way down to your toes as your left leg is extended. When you're ready, you can start adding some movement with the arms. Remember to stay nice and low in that right knee. The lower that you are in that right hand side, the more challenging this exercise is going to be. Keep breathing, not long to go now. We're here for 3, 2, and 1. Next up is our lunge variation. I want you to drop down into a squat, slightly hinging the upper body forward. Step that left foot back, tap that left knee down to the mat, coming into a lunge, then shifting that body weight forward, coming into our tippy bird lunge. Staying nice and low in that right knee the whole time. Try to avoid standing up straight during this lunge variation. We're going to drop down into that backwards lunge, moving through little pulses. We're here for 3, 2, and 1. Stand it up nice and tall, give those legs a little shake. We're going to come into some stretches now. Plant your feet nice and wide on the mat, reach your arms up to the ceiling. We're going to lower down into a forward fold, stretching out our calves, our hamstrings, our spine. Take a few deep breaths here, and when you're ready, you can walk your hands over to your left foot, walking it over to your right, coming back to center. Maybe you'd like to have a soft bend in your elbows, getting a little lower into that forward fold. When you're ready, nice and slowly roll yourself all the way up. We're going to lie down on the mat. Hug the right knee into the chest. Taking a few inhale and exhale breaths here. Let's take a bend in the left knee and take that right foot over our left knee. To deepen this stretch, you can extend through that left leg, interlacing your fingers behind your left thigh. Lower your left leg down onto the mat. Bring that right leg into tabletop. We're going to draw the left knee over to the left-hand side of the mat, reaching your arms out into a T shape. Make sure both of your shoulders are glued down onto the mat. When you're ready, we're going to come back to center and move through the stretch on the other leg. So draw your left knee into your chest, taking a few breaths here. Let's take a bend in that right leg. We're going to place our left foot over our right knee. To deepen this stretch, you can straighten out through your right leg, interlacing your fingers behind your right thigh. We're going to lower that right leg back down onto the mat, bringing that left leg in tabletop, drawing it down to the right hand side of the mat with your arms spread out in that T shape. When you're ready, we're going to unravel from this position, coming into our final stretch. We're going to roll on up, coming into a seated position with your legs crossed. We're going to finish off today's workout with a spinal twist. Moving over to the other side when you're ready. I hope you enjoyed your booty, legs, and core workout today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.